Last week's OTA, I expected maybe the Arshem or Thanos change to be the big shakeups in the meta, but goddamn, it was hype when Man-Thing got buffed. I like spooky monsters, and for that reason, Man-Thing's always been one of my favorite cards in the game, and now he's not only playable, but he's meta.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
So to start, I didn't make this deck. I played against someone using it and I just really liked it, so I yoinked it. Then I found it on Marvel's Snap Zone. Then I clicked on the video, found it was made by Space with the 3, so shout out to you. I love you for making this deck. So to start, we have the usual junk options to fill lanes like White Widow, Green Goblin, and Debris. And then alongside most of these decks, you also have Ravonna. Ravonna discounts Goblin, but then you're able to put Cassandra Nova and Sage into the deck, who are just both excellent cards, and get those discounted as well. I like playing Cass early and Sage late, so having that variety in a deck feels so nice. And then you have the Ajax and the Hazmat package, which especially with Debris, you get a huge Ajax. Ajax is probably a top 3 5 cost in the game, and I think people are starting to wise up to that fact. But what makes this deck special and different from usual junk decks are 2 things. One, it has Man-Thing. He pairs great with Goblin and Debris, although not White Widow because the Widow's Kiss doesn't lose the 2 power, but White Widow does. But Man-Thing can straight up win a lane for you. If you Goblin on 3, Man-Thing on 4, that's essentially 12 power, not including what else Man-Thing hits and the power that Ajax gets from that. And then we have Sarah, and 90% of the time I want to play her on 5. She lets you Hazmat and Ajax on the same turn, which feels incredibly strong. But you can also do things like Shang-Chi and Man-Thing on the same turn. You can Ajax and Sage. You can Ajax, Cassandra Nova, and Sage sometimes when you have Ravonna down. There's so many good combos with Sarah in this list. So for the substitutions, this deck is a little tricky with that. I know a lot of people are missing Ajax and or Man-Thing, but I think they make this deck a little unique. So it would just be a whole nother deck without them. But for White Widow, Kate, or Sage, I could see Thena or even Mystique sliding into this deck because they both work with Ravonna. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoy this deck as much as I have, and if you have any questions, let me know. But we are going to be starting at rank 1900, and we start our climb. And of course, on my first game, Sokovia discards my Man-Thing when I'm trying to make a Man-Thing video. But we recover, we drop KDB, grab some arrows, and we start clogging up the Savage Land. He drops a Cosmo, which is kind of whatever, and we Debris into a Pim Arrow, and although we're looking pretty good right now, they Gwenpool, and that can be a little bit scary. So with my Man-Thing gone, he drops his own Man-Thing, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little jealous of the size. But he snaps feeling mighty confident, and here is our final turn. Sage is the turn 6 MVP once again, but goddamn, this game made me want this Man-Thing variant. Next up, we're facing a Zoo deck, which is usually an amazing matchup. But I hold Man-Thing until turn 6, so they don't really expect it, and go for a big play in the Weapon X facility. And turn 5, most of the time, if I have Sarah, I'm dropping her. But funny enough, he plays Claw, So he has this lane 1, I have this lane 1, and it's gonna come down to the last lane. And yeah, in Strange Academy, he plays Red Hulk, but the Shang-Chi Man-Thing combo is insane. And I think the only thing we lose to there is Eliath. So Bar Sinister has become a bit of a problem where White Widow can just win the lane like this. And that's great for this deck, but just so you know, I absolutely choke this game where the final turn, he moves them off and puts them in New York, and then Blue marvels me. I don't know why, but I'm always expecting Gilgamesh with these kind of decks, but I just wasn't thinking. Then we run into a fellow Loki icon enjoyer, and he master molds me. Yes, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my god, someone's playing master mold, but it's short-lived when I realize he's just an Arishem deck. But in this Arishem deck, he Man-Things as well, which Man-Thing has made its way into these Arishem decks, which I don't really care for myself, but I'm glad he's showing up in different archetypes. But we drop Ajax, who should just win right, and he snaps us, so he's got something cooking. And I try to Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast, and here is our final turn. Yeah, I'm a bit of a gamer, but no. I really like Arishem matchups. Like, we get another here, and I'm able to Sarah into another banger last turn, where we can Shang their copycat and play Cast Nova, and she gets huge, and we win mid. And that brings us to the last match of the video, where we drop Collector and Ravonna turn 2, and we have limited space to play on the board this game, so we Kate Bishop, and the arrows are kinda whatever, and he has Bishop, which shouldn't do much for him. So I'm going to slam down the man of the hour, Man-Thing. And he slams down the man of last hour, which is Wiccan, and it's feeling a little spooky. I play Sarah on Man-Thing, which I find myself doing a lot in this deck. And then with the board looking like this, that leads us to the final turn. And yeah, Ajax destroys breakers. Like, 19 power for Ajax is actually smaller than usual. But we climb from rank 1900 to rank 900, so I'm just climbing with this deck like crazy. And unless another deck pops up that I love, I'll probably be using this deck for the Jeff event in a couple of days. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like, comment, or a sub, since I'm currently pushing for 1,000 subs to get into the Marvel Snap Creator Program. But that's all. Thanks again, and I'll see ya in the next video. Bye!